the first to know in Nsem-Pii TV.
Tamale High Court and a year ruling about Judge Nsem-Pii so December a year 2024 no omucha a year Tamale this particular MP for Bandai the constituency wo a year Nyindam the constituency twa a year resource in standing for the new patriotic party na ene court twemu in fact during that time na copy the high court na ene so judgment aba rerun and e was a baso na lawyer for Nyindama on MP on in the name of the new patriotic party ni papo edin sama betudwa na the NPP on the other hand no I filed for appeal and after so stay of executioner or what they call the appeals court na omotimi ahwese ombetimi asesa normal na eno na this lawyer ni papo idi abetudwa chese one the leading lawyer e was a case so we a team of 4 na only take the leading role odi enimu se obeboa ma MP etimi a retaining the seat at the courtroom now in some of the atudwan was a would because it seems when you be a course and leading to this particular annulment and no it could be a court in December 2024 no it seems that so far no the new patriotic party etima file for appeal no accredit a year so much in the year NDC for omo yimu omo start can sema kese computer no in the NDC I started can some said the NPP will lose massively there na ama ebasa na no na lawyer no edin sema to dwe chirim what really transpired in the courtroom na the judgment no the judge no normal obeys upon because people do not know what really went on even Obi requested for the detailed ruling and a judgment a course so the courtroom to know how obisa can asem kra afa na me ko tien samwa lawyer for Nyindam Bandai constituency no one nim what really transpired in the courtroom na inti samwa a course so amene the NPP on the other hand go for a stay of execution on the appeals writer or Matekino.
Not buy anything. December was every parliamentary election, so if you know, declare or designate they be called the collation center for the presidential and parliamentary election.
Yes.
Our constituency, but also
that's true.
Almost designate a particular place for the collation of the results from the polling stations. And that is within the CI. Now with Kandai situation, election no fair and I do say you better collect polling station results our constituency collation center. Now Gidi Kaka may see and so as a result of that, just here anymore. And make a provision says Gidi see what polling station are. The signing officer no one who quite say or postpone election look for the next day proceedings no. And now say to me postpone within 1 week by 1 week. What I say provision no Profobeka mutatis by logic.
Yes.
And it would definitely apply if you have a similar situation when there's a disturbance at the collation center. And you cannot collect results, because the results are declared at the collation center. They are not declared at the polling station when it comes to parliamentary results. Over declare Obita or your MP elector, and so we declare our collation center, and to declare the candidates or their representatives are entitled to be present. In fact, the word is that you shall not proceed to start the collation exercise without the presence of the candidates or their agents.
Okay.
If they themselves voluntarily decide to Wagasa why you collate. Where we say worry. Who the that decided say after you have been notified, who him say I have the air collation center now. They can proceed. That the law does not allow a district election officer to redesignate Babubeka said over sister venue of collation and I said venue of maybe about this over collecting results no. That's over starting collation over baby for without informing the candidate or their representatives. Because when you do that now, it will be in breach of the CI and it will also be in breach of their natural justice rights. Because collation center rules now, they are entitled as candidates to even challenge and ask for a recount of votes that are taking place in a police station. They can ask for verification of the BVRs, among others. It is a very important say. Na so we challenge bia, challenge you on and sana presiding officer and as the district election officer what about have a declare who is the MP elect. Now this is what happened in Pandai. After the outbreak of violence, each official unilaterally, without recourse to the NDC candidate or his representatives, relocated and redesignated the
collation center okay.
to another place. Tell me, say, Benjamin, into to me and collation exercise also. That was clearly a breach of law. And the NDC candidate, they don't know where the collation exercise took place and did not take part very well against the CI. And imagine say we allowed this to stand as a precedent. Okay, and Krahakra, Yabaya collation exercise in some of the affected they went for a court order. Because the East does not have that power to redesignate or recollect at a different center other than the agreed center without notifying the candidate. And now, candidates also the specific grievances and specific police stations at the concourse and say, what is Manequaya? And I say, easy Manequaya, or the South or play fee now, or be raising or collecting center. Now, overall, who said the breach of the natural justice right? Now, said the distraction of BVRs in your mind, it would have even been impossible for some of the irregularities to have been investigated. So, our address, written address I did to court was very simple. That on the grounds of breach of natural justice, any other things, of course, the only recourse available was to rerun the election. Now, Nyago Bradom, in their court, and what is even significant, and what was very, very striking, and I will make available EC4 or more representative, district electoral officer. That gentleman is a very, very dangerous gentleman, or you're very biased. Who is the officer? What about election? How do you side with one side? Now, what about box back? I said, who will evidence there? Or your NDC candidate in the assignment for your chair, Kamu, your mobile collation center, say, your mama, dismantle your a coffee commotion. A buyer, you can't tell me, say, your video tuning now, and the cross examination. And beside the test, pointing the year over who NDC candidates are all leading for as someone yet and 1 month and now cast on one. But to be appointed Bakukra. Secondly, you as the neutral, somebody who is supposed to be a neutral person in this whole exercise, you are taking sides. And I will say, all run the election perfectly. There was no breach, there was nothing. And that it is the NDC candidate who should be at fault. Because I don't know smart Professor Mendisa is a money. How will you be neutral? Yabisha also said, to say who did not TV any national team is any brad the service no cost. Now one now say who relocate sector no na NDC party representatives candidate party representatives produce evidence say who inform me because okay object to say or just in na phone number and no name baby it's to be from you can tell say catch the court no and I court no evidence was said if candidate no and that's how catch a candidate say because of your man cost to Hananji who relocate Tanako brother saying Tamale or to be a producer evidence yeah it was that this was an election officer who was compromised but and he was the cause of the mayhem in Pandai.
But lawyer are there new collation center now East Nikreti or Tamale no
yes
na NDC candidate na the rep ho
because no name that was the complaint that was at the heart of our complaint when you are Bema
into collation a course and
I'll give you proceedings no
okay
so that you can look at the cross examination
okay
we bang in our this star
FM
collecting center no what to me I'm say security this year man no man say see I no can say to me a journey to the next day I'm not so to a journey 1 week our police station you know why did you apply the same rules to collection center and now informal candidates no because they have a right to raise any issues there. That's why it must be done in their presence. You cannot assume say what be TV so I can say oh movie again na Tamale into why inform me how do you do that? Is that a fair-minded EC official?
In the law meaning say
I say you're investigating no.
Very well. Meaning say the collation that was done at the collation center ewo Tamale no omuwie ye no say wo hwe paper ye tro anase ye recorded results ni nyina wo so no NDC candidate na say the rep and sign sa paper no
they were not there.
Wow.
It was done in their presence. Oh, it didn't I'm say say we are in the presence. Of course, or bet to me say or not say on back. Then they are different because of the issue they say. Rule no say our who quite say or challenging police station results.
Sure.
What I say.
Sure.
But to me decide for recount. It is some irregularities now. Also who say 41 places or say that irregularities no. The woman say oh yeah recollection now. Obaba wa berezi say who satisfy say 1 year one go through all that. Only reason bia on signing and I say who go ahead to me trying to chair make say one take it part in collation exercise no. Remember to say there can be no valid result declared when it is not done at the collation center.
Yes. Yes.
And yes sir returning officer me abet to go try to fee I declare result.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah.
Lawyer. Yeah.
When your friend is court no I'm 30 days. Say let the EC run the election within 30 days. And then who say declare say by the decision of the court no there is no sitting MP in Pandai anymore. Obia Obeka say or you sitting MP no he is in contempt of court.
Yeah.
I say you near brace yeah share the election we am guy best title MP no for contempt.
Yeah, but
to make it say although no the sitting MP no has no legal basis.
Yeah, but he made a point say it is because immediately after the judge read out
an application for stay and not say what set aside judgment.
No.
What is the status quo? The status quo is that the judgment remains.
That's true. But I'm telling you, I was telling you why he made statement now making.
And I'm telling you, sir, you should have corrected him. So an application for stay is not a grant of stay.
That's fair. I mean, the legal jurisprudence on that is still it's still something lawyers are even debating. I mean, some
There's
say
no debate about it. Video Bema. Into the Supreme Court. Yes, intention. Oh,
Yes.
against a constitutional body, you know.
yes,
So until the injunction is granted, no, against a constitutional body, you know, the constitutional body has the right to do.
has the right to go on that. That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. And for you, no, the government of Muishiwa, what they call court, no, was the new police.
We are filing for stay of our High Court for the 17th of December. So in some way, still MP. I don't know filing still. MP. Or relaxing on any appeal.
No, but I said, and no, that will render if you don't stay the execution of the judgment, now you can file an appeal, no. Now the thing you are filing the appeal against, no, it take place, it may render your appeal no moot, and that's why maybe strategically, no.
The capacity or the year when it's an appealant.
Absolutely, absolutely,
What you say?
absolutely.
You are appealing a judgment. A judgment has gone against you.
That's fine, but I just wanted to be clear. The government of Mo petition, no, the collation center that was.
And I'll send you our written submission. Don't worry.
Okay.
Our point was very clear.
Okay.
Number one, breach of natural justice principles.
Okay.
The fact that one man, anything it was in breach of CI, no.
Okay.
It must be done in our presence.
True.
Everything that was done at the collation center, no, we said should be declared null and void. And who do the memorandum say? At the end over here in breach of natural justice, no, it's a knowledge.
It's a knowledge. That's
or Supreme Court, for making argument, you know, say, if for a court now, High Court now, order say, young collation, say NDC voice, no, to be declared a nullity. And the court declared it a nullity.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. It is at the end of the day, clear.
In the end, you first ground, second ground, near then.
The main way, no, so the other way was on irregularities. There, in the and the police station, those to the attention of the returning officer, it would have asked for those nullified.
Yes.
But the fact say, I believe, and full reason. But the main grounds are we are sure and believe that it was the audio third party in the FOD, all the other.
Okay.
The only way to make sure that there is no advantage to any party is to order for a rerun of the election.
Okay. And I think of all the three grounds, as you said, the court probably.
The strongest will be the principle of
the one against natural justice. No, okay. Because I think, sir, in terms of the nullification of vote in certain polling stations, no, on the strength of John Mahama versus EC, Nana Akufo-Addo versus EC.
Yes, I agree. Because everything boils down to the foundation.
Nsem-Pii TV